Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. And if you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. This is going to be a conversation because I am behind the wheel right now. So I'm multitasking as I always do. But I just wanted to talk about this. Actually, I didn't even want to talk about it, but I just thought I would share my thoughts on YouTube content creators and how weird it can be. Because for those of you who are not familiar with me, I don't do YouTube and podcasting as my career. It's something that I enjoy doing and it's fun. And I do this when I get the time to do it, or sometimes I'm multitasking and there's just something I want to talk about and I just go ahead and talk about it. And I talk about things that I feel like talking about. Sometimes it might be things that are trending, so a lot of other people are interested in it too. And then sometimes it's not, but it's just because if I want to talk about it, I'm going to share my thoughts on it. And that's it. When was it? I think it was in 2020. I think 2020, and forgive me if I'm wrong because the years have been flying by, but when Kobe Bryant passed away and he didn't have it, but his wife had the memorial for him, I talked about it. I shared my thoughts on the situation, and that was it. I just did it just to share my thoughts on it, and it went viral. At that time, for me, it definitely was going viral. I think I had maybe, 2,000 or something subscribers. And I don't even know how I got there because I wasn't really doing YouTubing and podcasting regularly. But it went viral. It got like over 80,000 views. And a lot of people were, sharing their thoughts on the situation. A lot of people agreed with me and some people didn't. I didn't share what I shared for people to agree with me. I just was sharing my thoughts on it. And that's it. If you want to check out that video, it's still on my channel. And it's funny because here we are in 2024 and I just got a notification about how someone filed a YouTube claim on it for some background music that I actually paid for. So I've disputed that, and now it's currently in the review stage. But I'm like, these people are a trip. I did this video several years ago and I paid for the background music, and now they want to come and try to file a claim on my video content to get revenue off of it. People are really desperate for money out here these days, I guess. But whatever. But speaking of, content creators or creators in general, I'm a business owner. I have been an entrepreneur since 2006. I have a brick and mortar business as well as online businesses. So when I say I do this for a hobby, I really do. And if I get a few coins on it, that's fine. But I get it. Some people, this is what they do all the time. And that's fine. I'm not knocking anybody on that. But recently, I did a few episodes on the unwinewithtashak YouTube channel on her new show, Wine is the New Tea. It was cool. It was fun. Just the mere fact that someone from her team reached out to me to ask me if I was interested, I thought was dope, because I'm just this person that's doing this for fun every now and then. Had no idea that they even knew I existed or I was on their radar, because there are millions of people on YouTube. So to be one in a million, to be honest with you, it's an honor. However anybody feels about it, I see it as, wow, someone saw me over there and they reached out, and I'm honored by that. And that's it. But she is definitely a large personality, and people are drawn to her, whether they're drawn to her because they love her or they're drawn to her because they love to hate her. It's people's decision, but in spite of everything that she has experienced in the public eye, the woman is working. She is hustling, and I respect any woman in business who is going through it and they are still standing in spite of people wanting to tear them down. And that's why I respect her. And not just that, when I started watching her years ago, actually one of my clients told me about her YouTube channel because she was telling me about the R. Kelly exposés that she was doing over there. And that's how I learned about her. And I subscribed from then. So what was that? I started watching her back in late 2017, actually. So it's been a long time. I respected her because she was sharing things that nobody else was sharing, and it wasn't the popular thing to do. And look at where he is now. And it's just amazing to me that some people feel like she is a criminal when all she was doing was sharing gossip. It's weird to me. And the fact that you have a guy out here, Jay Morrison, who, in my personal opinion, should be in jail for fraud, because he had all of these people. I wasn't one of them, but he had all of these people fooled that decided to invest in his fund, real estate investment fund. He and his wife said they were going to buy the block, and they were, talking about black generational wealth and all of these other things, closing the wealth gap. And this nigga has filed for bankruptcy. All of those people that invested, they cannot get their money back. And he bought property that he is keeping. I think he bought like over 20 something acres. And he at first had it in one LLC and then transitioned it to another LLC or into his personal name or something along those lines. And these people are out. They gave him money pretty much to increase his life and his lifestyle, when they could have invested into the stock market and just waited and allowed that money to grow on, in that way that has been tried, tested, and true for so long. But they decided to fall for this man dressed in a suit, yelling in the back of a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or whatever type of car he was in, and being on the Shade Room and on Vlad TV and on the Breakfast Club. It's just, but people were wanting Tasha K to go down because of a defamation trial. Like seriously, speaking about somebody, taking someone's money. You tell me what is the crime. I'll wait. But the only reason why I really wanted to talk about this is, like I said, I'm a businesswoman. I've been in business for years. And in all of the years that I have been in business, I have never come out to talk about someone else's business that might be in the same industry that I'm in. So I'm in the beauty industry, to be more specific. I've never gotten online to talk about somebody else's business, talk about how well they're not doing and how they're failing or whatever. Like, I've never done that. And I'll give you an example. And I'm not calling the name because I don't honestly even know the name of the business. But someone came to me and was telling me about another business owner that was talking trash about me and my business. Don't know me, never met me, don't know anything about me, but obviously they've heard about my business and they're aware of it because it is known. And so they were talking trash about me, but come to find out, they wound up getting evicted from the place that they were in. So it's like, and I didn't come out to trash them or say, see, this is, no. I focus on what I'm doing. Someone came to share the information with me. I'm like, well, sorry that's happening. Moving on. I've never sat to talk about other people's businesses. So to see it on YouTube, to see other content creators talking about another person's platform and talk about it negatively is just weird to me, because like I said, even though I do this as a hobby, for a lot of people, this is their business. This is their livelihood. This is income. You're an independent contractor. You get a W-9 form if your content is monetized. So, well, not a W-9 form. You get a, you know what you get. Not a W-2 form. But anyway, you are an independent contractor, so it's your business. So to see other people talking about other people on YouTube is just weird to me. And so someone shared with me how they're, these content creators that are talking about Tasha K and talking about the show on her channel, Wine is the New Tea, and say, oh, she's canceled it because it's failing. The views are not up. People are not watching. People are not tuning in. And it's like, okay, the people who are talking about it, how many views are they getting on their content talking about that? So in my personal opinion, I feel like they're talking about that and talking about Tasha K because it's going to bring more views to their channel because they know that there are a lot of people that don't like her. And so by proxy, they don't like anything new that she has going on. And if they can find a, opportunity to rip her in shreds, they're going to do it. So of course, the wine is the new tea is not getting the views that she gets when she is hosting her own shows, because nobody that is a co-host on Wine is the New Tea is Tasha K. They will never be her. And I don't think any one of them, including myself, is trying to be her, is trying to emulate her or try to be like her personality, because that would be being fake. Nobody can be her. I'm definitely not trying to be her. That's just not what I'm trying to do. And I don't think anybody else could try to fill her shoes to, make anyone feel like, oh, Tasha isn't here, but I'm just as great. No, not at all. And so to hear people talking about it negatively and say, well, she had to cancel it because, people aren't tuning in. I feel that also a lot of the people that are Tasha K supporters and day one winos, as they call themselves, OG winos or whatever, they don't sometimes understand that supporting content on her platform is supporting her. No, the people that are on there, you may not see them as your cup of tea or whatever, but to not support that is to not support her. So if you are supporting her, then you would be supporting, what is on her channel. Because I'm not even going to go there. I was about to say something. I'm not going to go there. But what I will say is there have been people that have been on her channel years, before she did anything like this. And I didn't care for them, but I still, supported her. So I supported the content. And I'll leave it at that. You can take what you want from it. You can assume, you can guess. You might be right and you might be wrong. But here's the thing. I've seen people do this. So I'm not even just talking about it from the aspect of wine is a new tea, because I actually talked about this a little bit before when Armand Wiggins got the spot on teagiffoxsoul after Funky Dineva was dismissed. And when I say dismissed, I mean that. Yeah, he says he quit. His contract wasn't renewed, but if they really wanted him to stay, the money that he wanted, they would have given it to him. So that's a lot of times how it works in Hollywood. They don't really fire you unless you just do something so egregious that they really have no choice. They will do it in the contracts. They'll work it out in the contracts where it's like, well, this is the way we're going to get him out. And I know that because I've done that in business as well with former employees. I will, I don't want to fire them because, one, I don't want them going to unemployment, filing for unemployment, and them sitting and making, getting a paycheck on my dime that I have to pay for. Because a lot of people don't understand that when you file for unemployment, the companies that are held liable, they actually are the ones that are paying for you to get unemployment. So it's really not in a company's best interest to fire anyone. Now, if they are fired for cause, then that's another thing. But if you're just letting them go and they didn't do anything wrong, that's another story. So like I said, I've had to put all of my ducks in a row. I have to, make sure that everything is documented so that if I'm terminating them with cause, I got all my proof, because they will try it. And I've been through the process of having to go through a hearing because someone that knew they came into the business, stole from me, and did things like that, and I terminated them, and I have everything documented. They will still go and try it and file for unemployment and try to lie, and I got all my documentation and all my proof, but I still have to go through that process, which is a headache, to prove that I had a cause to, release this person, and they don't deserve unemployment, and meaning I'm not paying for them to sit at home and not work when they did me wrong, and they did wrong in my business. So that's how a lot of times it's handled. It's handled in the contracts. Well, when Armand Wiggins got that spot, he did a video, which I saw some of it. I didn't see the entirety of it. And then I guess he either took it down or he put it behind his members only. And he was talking about people that may have said things about him that he didn't really care for, whatever, just showing them like, look, where I'm at now. Be happy and all of that. That's fine. But another content creator, and I'm going to call her name, Sherelle's World, she went off on him on someone else's YouTube channel that can't stand Armand Wiggins, that has been out here windmilling for Larry Reid. But she went off on Armand and was like, that show ain't nothing. That show is trash. They're about to be canceling that and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, even if that is true, why, like, it to me, like I said, I've never seen anything like this, because in the business world, even if you are in competition with another business, I don't see people getting out here to trash that other person's business. You will never see, I'll give an example. You will never see, what's a station, a network. You will never see TBS out here trashing Bravo TV. You will never see Bravo TV out here sitting and trashing WeTV. You won't see Bravo TV sitting out here trashing VH1. They all are their own businesses. They're all their own entities. They just do what they do. And if they have content on their networks that are not getting as much views as what they have on their network, they just do what they do. But to sit out there and trash talk it is just weird to me. So when I see people on YouTube doing that, like I said, it's weird to me, but also it just lets me know that a lot of these people really don't have true business acumen, even if they believe that they do, or they say that they do, or they've been doing YouTube for 10 years or whatever. But honestly, I just see it as weird and strange, but also I understand that they may feel like, well, I'm in a business. This is my business, and it's my business to bring views to my channel. So if I see that as something that I can talk about that's going to get me more views, then I'm going to talk about it. But again, it's just weird to see that, because if you're in the same industry, and you may not really be doing exactly what Tasha K is doing, but if you're in the same industry and then you're sitting and saying, oh, she had to cancel the show because it didn't get, it wasn't getting the views and whatever. Well, how would you feel, or how will you feel when it happens to you? So I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, because someone mentioned it to me, and I just laughed at it, and I said, I don't listen to stuff like that, and I really don't. It's just because, again, it's weird to me. I don't put things that are weird into my psyche and into my energy. It's just not something that I do, because I'm not going to waste my brain cells on things that are a waste of it. I talk about things that are trending. I talk about entertainment things. I talk about some reality stuff. I talk about some things in politics. I also talk about some things in the weird religious world that are trending, different things like that. But when it comes to what I listen to the majority of the time, it's primarily things that are going to lift up my mindset, things that are helping to increase me in my knowledge and in my wisdom and in my business. And being someone that has been in business for well over 15 years, just one of the businesses that I own for over 15 years at this point, I can't waste my energy and my mind on things that are toxic like that, and there are some people that are rooting for her to fail and wishing for her downfall. That again is weird to me too, because like I said, it's weird to see someone like Jay Morrison, who in my personal opinion has definitely committed financial fraud with getting all of these people to invest in his so-called fund, and the things that he was doing with the money, being in the society that we live in, which is a capitalist society, all of the money that he was paying himself, his family, whoever else he had on his board, and they're getting all of these ridiculous amounts of money to manage the fund for all of the different things that they were doing. It was, to me, like one of the biggest grifts in African American history. I believe if he does not get charged criminally, he definitely should be sued civilly, as well as, you know, someone making a documentary on him, American Greed, Black American Greed, or something like that. Like, I'm giving somebody some ideas out there because I don't have the time, the energy, or the desire to do anything like that. But he definitely, in my personal opinion, has been someone that has been guilty of financial fraud. And then you got people out here making content saying that Tasha K committed bankruptcy fraud and she's being investigated by the FBI and whatever. It's like, that is just so weird to me. Like, report on stuff that's really real right now, because I just think that is, it's, one, it gets the views, and two, clearly the people who make content like that are people who either have a personal agenda against her and they just don't really like her like that, or in some way, somehow they had a dealing with her, or some sort of attachment at some point, and now they just want to see her fail and they're rooting for it. And that to me is strange too, because I've had people that have done me wrong and I'm not even out here rooting for them to fail. I'm just like, well, I'll let life happen. And when it happens, it happens. But guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, about the weirdness of how some of these content creators are just, you know, really not seeing that this is, for them, I believe, a business. And in the true business world, businesses don't sit and trash other people's businesses. They just focus on their own. And that's how I've stayed successful for, you know, the years that I have been in the industry of being in the beauty industry as a business owner, not just, you know, someone that practices in it, and keeping my eyes on my own paper, putting my blinders on and not paying attention to what other people are doing. It's served me well. But, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. And I understand that YouTube is a place where people are looking for the views, not even so much really looking for the subscribers. They're looking for the views. So if it gets them the views talking about, you know, Tasha K, especially in a negative way, then that's what they're going to do. But at any rate, I just wanted to say that if people are really supporters of Tasha K, they'll watch the content that isn't so salacious and juicy when it's someone who is on there giving, you know, an interview talking about financial things or talking about things about health. Because I also see that those don't get as much views too. But I don't see people sitting and, you know, doing commentary about how that person's interview didn't really get a whole lot of views that were talking about health or talking about finances, as, you know, much as the views of people that are talking about, when Tasha K is interviewing someone talking about how they slept with 2,000 men. That's just the world that we live in. You know what I mean? So the people aren't, you know, really tuning in to wine is the new tea like that, because they just really need to understand that to support Tasha K is to support Tasha K. It's not just about, oh, well, this person's sitting in, I'm not going to watch it until she's back. So when Bondi Blue is sitting in for Tasha K, when she has to take some time off, or she's sick, or she's traveling, or whatever, then people are saying negative things about Bondi Blue. I don't like her. I'm not watching, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, dang. Bondi Blue did not hijack Tasha K's channel to come and sit in for her. Tasha K asked her to be there. So it's like, if you're supporting Tasha K, then you'll support the people that she has asked to sit in for something that she's doing, because she can only work so much and she's working a lot. So anyway, guys, I'm just spilling my guts as I'm driving. I am now to my destination, so I'm going to end it here. But you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section respectfully. Guys, thanks so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.